Number one, I'll align the federal government policies with Judeo-Christian values and basic common sense with family values. In other words, cancel the woke agenda. And I'll align with anyone who's doing that. Two, rebuild the Australian economy to be a sovereign nation rather than influenced by third world unelected parties from overseas, i.e., the WHO and, the Paris agreements and all that other, basically third-party control from non-elected bureaucrats. Where are we? To rebuild Australia's economy to be sovereign rather than influenced by third-party unelected parties from overseas, as I explained. Implement and support 100% the financial blueprint for Australia by Senator Gerard Rennick. This includes an Australian National Bank. Now, I've spoken about that before. We used to have our own bank, print our own money based on our own gold. We will do that. Senator Rennick has the plan, no problem there. Number three, build the Bradford irrigation scheme within 5 years, which equals Australia to be the fruit bowl and the food supplier for Southeast Asia and beyond. So that Bradford irrigation scheme will go ahead, and it will turn the central part of Australia into basically the Garden of Eden. Then, mate, we'll have jobs all across Australia. We'll be a very wealthy nation. We will have the Australian golden era. Just as Trump's rebuilding the US, this is part of rebuilding the plan for Australia. Refer Bob Katter and Senator Malcolm Roberts on this. They have done a good job in highlighting the Bradford irrigation scheme, and I've got the connections there. Now, I see Clive Palmer underwriting this project as the ultimate infrastructure plan for the generation of wealth within Australia. Okay, that's point three. Point four, stop all subsidies for wind and solar and focus on oil and gas and thorium. You can read about thorium on my website. It's actually a lower grade than uranium, a lot cheaper. Australia's full of thorium, and even China is building thorium reactors. So that's something that we should look at very, very seriously, and it's a very viable proposition as an interim step to perhaps some longer term, uranium processing plants or uranium power plants and what have you. Refer Senator Malcolm Roberts and Rennick in the stop all subsidies. Also ethanol from sugarcane as an additive and natural source. Refer Bob Katter with this. This will restore the sugarcane industry in Queensland. Australia must have cheap base power and electricity, and we've got to just do something about it now. So I'm from a sugarcane growing family. My grandfather was one of the pioneers in the sugarcane industry in Innisfail at Meena Creek. Big history there. Read about that on my background and Rise Up Australia. You'll see a picture of my grandfather's farm there. I think they've turned it into cattle now, but I'd love to rebuy that area and turn it back into sugarcane. Number five, re-abortion, which is the murdering of babies basically. A total ban on abortion except in the medical situation where the mother's life is at risk and diagnosed accordingly to the medical ethic of do no harm. That means do no harm to the mother, do no harm to the unborn baby, full stop, end of story. Now, the person who's leading the vanguard with that is Professor Joanne Howe, and she will lead this crusade. I've got a link to her website or her link there. And she's doing a tremendous job. She's a Catholic girl, Indian Catholic girl, Australian patriot, and she's rattling cages regarding anti-abortion, which is, she's great. She'll head that little department. I'll do anything to facilitate her mission to stop, especially full-term babies being murdered, basically. There's no other word for it. Can't use the word terminated. That's murder when you kill a child that's actually breathing and living, and it's just, there's no other word for it but murder. Okay, number six, freedom of speech and peaceful religion, written into the Constitution. Now, it's not written in the Constitution, it's sort of assumed in the background, but we really don't have a freedom of speech Bill of Rights. And when I say peaceful religion, see, the thing is that you've got religions, and you know what I'm talking about, that aren't peaceful. and their objectives aren't peaceful. They want to take over the world by violence.